This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's been nearly 2 months since a power outage caused widespread damage in a northern First Nation. And many people from Pimicikamak Cree Nation are still waiting to go back. But as CBC's Josh Crabb reports, homes are still in need of repairs and timelines remain hazy.
A hotel in Winnipeg has been Donald North Jr.'s home for the past month. He's been staying here with his wife and 3 kids since being forced to leave Pimicikamak Cree Nation.
But I'm hoping that they'll try and work fast for the people of Cross Lagos. I know there's a lot of people here having a hard time.
It's been nearly 2 months since a prolonged power outage and bitter cold temperatures forced thousands of people out of the northern First Nation. Electricity was restored, but hundreds of homes were damaged in the aftermath.
The water tank that needed to be repaired because it was leaking. There was damage from the power outage.
There were burst pipes, flooding, and now mold. Grand Elder Raymond Robinson stayed in Pimicikamak with his wife, who uses a wheelchair. His family used a space heater and layers of blankets for several days to stay warm. While the big problems in their home have now been fixed, he says it's difficult to see the impact of the evacuation on the rest of the First Nation.
Our home is like a ghost town right now because there's not that many people. And having people, displaced and not be able to come home is very stressful.
While some people have been able to return home, hundreds are still waiting. Robinson has been trying to keep people updated on the repairs.
It's still hectic, and there's a lot of homes that are still needs dire, and I mean dire, repairs.
Pimicikamak's chief is calling on Manitoba Hydro, the province, and federal government for more support. Hydro says while it's not responsible for damage following outages, it is helping by supplying heaters and a crew and vehicles to move them around in the community as needed. The province says the Manitoba Emergency Management Organization has been supporting the First Nation through the evacuation. Josh Crabb, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Manitoba is dealing with an outbreak of hepatitis A that's reached nearly 400 cases. It's a surge that's alarmed at least one Winnipeg doctor, who says the province's response has been muted. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel reports.
I was surprised when I heard about this.
In more than 20 years, Dr. Glenn Drobot saw a handful of hepatitis A cases. Now, in the last 2 months, he's already seen a handful more.
There's not been a lot of talk about this in public and about how vaccination is extremely important.
It began with a case in December. Since then, he's seen 3 more patients in Winnipeg sick with Hep A virus. He says all identified as Indigenous with no clear connections to or recent travel to communities experiencing outbreaks, including the 4 Island Lake First Nations and Peguis.
So I worry that we're having spread of it within many different communities in our province.
The acute liver infection can cause nausea and jaundice. It can spread through food and drinking water contaminated with feces from an infected person. The province says so far 388 cases have been linked to the outbreak, including 3 within the correction system. At least 1 person has died in the Island Lake region, according to First Nation leadership. In a letter to healthcare providers, the province confirms the ongoing outbreak in Manitoba. It says there have been increasing cases among people experiencing homelessness. People in that group are eligible for immunization through a government program. Silo Mission says it's boosted cleaning and vaccination since mid-January. It couldn't say if cases had been detected, but Dr. Ralph Masick talks about who's at risk.
Vulnerable people, people who have underlying illnesses, diabetics, people with chronic renal disorders, chronic liver disease, for example, substance use disorders. Patients who already have challenges, medical challenges, would be at higher risk of having complicating features associated with hepatitis infection.
The Manitoba government declined an interview with a public health official. The Winnipeg Regional Health Authority says it wasn't available for an interview either. A provincial spokesperson says Manitoba is working to keep people informed through prevention and response measures, including contact tracing and immunization. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Some Winnipeg residents could see their local school taxes rise next year as the province's largest school division is proposing a nearly double-digit tax increase. The Winnipeg School Division is looking at a 9.3% education tax increase. Those are added to your property bill. Homes in that area assessed at $300,000 would pay about $83 more a year. A $400,000 home would see a $144 a year increase. The superintendent says the increase is primarily salary driven. It had to increase some wages to close gaps with other divisions.
80% of our budget is really people, and that's teachers, EAs, bus drivers, food coordinators, chefs with the new nutrition program, community support workers, on and on and on. And then there, we have aging buildings. As you know, we have some of the oldest schools in Manitoba, if not the oldest.
Pembina Trails is also looking at an increase of nearly 10%. Manitoba's NDP government is set to present its budget on March 24th. The deficit for the current fiscal year is expected to reach $1.6 billion, more than double what was estimated in the spring budget. Surging costs in healthcare, added funding for Manitoba hydro operations, and a record-setting wildfire season have led to increased costs. Manitoba's finance minister says this year's budget will include some big-ticket affordability items, hinting at measures to help with the costs of food and rent. Despite the ballooning deficit, Premier Wab Kinew has promised to balance the budget before the 2027 election. Well, when it comes to your health, does money matter? Or will you do anything if it means potentially saving your life? For one Manitoba man, that meant trying out an experimental treatment and raising the funds to do it. It's a procedure that isn't covered by the province. But as CBC's Matt Humphrey reports, that didn't stop one man.
When Thomas Reed was diagnosed with prostate cancer last summer, he says the hardest part was telling his loved ones.
When I had to explain it to, like, say, my daughter or my mom or my brother or a friend, it choked me up because it's more like, oh, they need to know, and it's confusing.
The retired teacher of 35 years began looking at treatment options, and he wasn't looking forward to the possible side effects of radiation treatment or major surgery.
It leads to incontinence. I have some bowel issues as it is already, and that's all the area around there. And then erectile dysfunction.
Then he began researching NanoKnife, a focal therapy targeting the cancer cells with electricity while preserving the surrounding tissue. But the province of Manitoba won't approve coverage for the procedure. In a statement to CBC, the province says there is insufficient evidence regarding potential complications and long-term outcomes from this procedure. NanoKnife is not currently covered by any provincial health insurance plan in Canada, including in Manitoba. Dr. John Dashinsky is the chief medical officer with the Prostate Cancer Center in Alberta.
Real question with any focal therapy is how is it going to work for the cancer? And with prostate cancer that is extremely slow growing, you're talking years down the road before you really know how well it works.
He understands why a patient may seek NanoKnife, but also why a province wouldn't cover it.
Like I say, there's nothing approved for coverage because we don't really know how well it's going to work. But incontinence and erectile function are big things for guys. And if there's something out there that might help with that, they're willing to give it a try.
Reed says his experience with Cancer Care Manitoba has been excellent, but he thinks the province should keep NanoKnife in mind.
They said, we have adequate services in Manitoba. I said, no, guys, you don't. You have really good services in Manitoba. We just don't have this one.
Reed managed to crowdfund the $25,000 he needed to get the procedure in Ontario. Many of the donations came from his former students. He goes for the procedure in March. Matt Humphrey, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Time now to bring in weather specialist Riley Lachuk. And Riley, there's a lot of snow outside. I started looking in the backyard. There's not a lot of places left to put it, but it is blowing around as well.
Yeah, and that's the story, Brittany. As we get into the day on Friday, will be the winds across southern Manitoba. So there's a blowing snow advisory for all of southern, most of central Manitoba, looking at the potential through the early part of tomorrow, easing off into the evening hours of gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour, particularly into the Red River Valley. So this hasn't been issued necessarily because of the snow. In fact, most regions south of the Trans-Canada aren't expecting anything, but it will be the winds that blows what is there around. Cold warning in place for Thompson, the Hudson Bay coast into Lynn Lake, wind chills minus 45 and colder, and we're looking at a special weather statement into northwestern Ontario, looking at a falling temperature and blowing snow as we head through the day on Friday. So the temperature, the other part of the story, so rising to -2 in Winnipeg by morning. Watch the winds up to 0 first thing, northwest 40 gusting to 60. And by the time we get to the afternoon, things drop drastically to -13. Brittany, don't dress for the freezing mark tomorrow. Dress for something feeling closer to -20. I'll go into the details when I come back.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
It's the largest library in the city, but how safe is it? We'll have more on that next. New numbers show incidents of violence and inappropriate behavior at Winnipeg's libraries are down, especially at the Millennium Library. But attendance there is also down sharply. CBC's Cameron McLean has more.
Winnipeg's libraries are sending mixed signals about their health. A new report shows incidents at Millennium Library fell by 47% in the last quarter of last year compared to the same 3-month period the year before. That contributed to an overall drop of nearly 23% across the entire library system. Attendance also fell, but not by as much. Visits at Millennium were down nearly 23% and 2.5% for all libraries. The report partly attributes the drop in attendance and incidents at Millennium to the removal of buses from Graham Avenue. But Community Services Chair Vivian Santos says the decline started before the switch to the new bus network.
So I'm going to be asking them next week to see about if we can collect some more analytical data about who is not actually attending the libraries at Millennium Library. But on a good note, we're seeing our community libraries, there is an uptick. So maybe there's a pattern there.
The city also says increased security and a new policy temporarily banning repeat offenders helped to bring the number of incidents down. Referrals to other agencies from community safety hosts rose by 160%.
Since the implementation of a lot of measures, changes in resources in the area, it is an indicator that things are starting to really mesh together in a good way.
Despite the reduction in incidents, the union representing library workers says they still feel unsafe on the job. In a survey, library staff were asked to rate their feelings of safety on a scale of 0 to 5. Millennium Library scored an average of 2.8, compared to 3.9 for all other libraries.
I see what the city is saying. I also see what the members that work in the library on a day-to-day basis are saying, and I believe the library workers that are there day-to-day.
Gord Delbridge says a city decision to cut hours at the downtown branch could also have contributed to the lower incident numbers. The next quarterly report will be the last one council receives on library incidents and attendance. After that, the numbers will come through the city's open data portal. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A Winnipeg developer is suing Peguis First Nation for defamation. Andrew Marquis is seeking damages for comments Peguis's lawyer made to media. The lawyer told CBC last year a land deal between the First Nation and the developer was unfair. Marquis is suing the First Nation for that and other comments, which he says were untrue and defamatory. The deal involved the former Meadows golf course in the RM of East St. Paul. Marquis's lawyer says he has no comment on the lawsuit. Peguis and its lawyer did not respond. The federal government is boosting funding for a program meant to ensure First Nations children have equal and timely access to social and health services. Ottawa is providing more than $1.5 billion to run Jordan's Principle for another year. That's an increase from the more than $1 billion provided this past year. It's welcome news for one Grand Chief, but he wants assurances the big problems, like the massive backlog, will be fixed now and into the future.
It's a short-term solution, and on interim, it'll help our families for this year, but we'd like to see long-term solutions, like long-term solutions that will be predictable, multi-year, needs-based funding.
At the end of 2024, some 140,000 applications nationwide were still in the queue. Some of the asks for funding include medical equipment and mental health supports. All right, Riley, back in now. And Riley, I feel like some of the temperatures can be a little deceiving, especially as we're looking over the next few days.
Yeah, like I said earlier, prepare for something closer to -15, -20 when you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, because we're getting that drastic drop in temperatures. This is all the result of the second of two Alberta clippers that'll push across the province. The first one brought a bit of a dusting of snow last evening. The second, a little bit further north into central and northern parts of the province. And I'll tell you, one of the most popular questions in my inbox, is this a Colorado low or an Alberta clipper? Here's how to tell the difference. What's in a name? A lot when you're talking about the difference between an Alberta clipper and a Colorado low.
Both are low pressure systems, and both bring snow, wind, and bad driving conditions.
So what's the difference? It all goes back to those names, which reveal where those storms originate and how intense they'll be based on where they travel from.
Let's start with Alberta clippers. The system gets its name from where it forms, the east side of the Rocky Mountains in Alberta, before speeding across the prairies like a clipper ship on water. In Manitoba, Alberta clippers tend to move west to east across the province. With these, expect lighter snow, strong winds, and colder temperatures in the days following. They're also quick movers, so they're typically in and out of the province within a day and don't usually hang around long enough to dump a lot of snow.
Then you have Colorado lows.
As the name implies, these start in the southwest U.S., pick up more moisture from warmer Pacific waters, and also form over the Rockies but further south. They move a lot slower, pack more of a punch, bring a lot more snow, stronger winds, and can have impacts over several days. These storms typically move southwest to northeast, and sometimes even miss Manitoba entirely. Of course, just how intense either of these types of winter storms will be depends greatly on the track.
But now you know what to prepare for when you hear those names. Riley Lachuk, CBC News, Winnipeg. And this one is a quick mover as it pushes across the province over the next 12 to 18 hours here. You can start to see it starting to form to our west with some of the early bands of that precipitation starting to push into Saskatchewan. So this is what's bumping up the temperatures. This is why we've been on a steady upward slide through the day. The warm front out ahead of this. And as we get through the evening, there is the chance that maybe we pick up a couple of odd flurries in the Red River Valley, certainly a greater possibility into the Interlake, but the main event staying further north as we get through the overnight hours. The wind picks up as we get overnight into Friday morning, but the real thing will be when the cold front swings through, and you'll really tell because that wind will switch direction and it will drop drastically in temperature by the time we get to the afternoon. So I'm looking at things dropping into the minus double digits. In fact, by the time we get to the early afternoon tomorrow through the Red River Valley, then high pressure sets in and we get a bit of sunshine back into Saturday, but temperatures much cooler than seasonal as we head through the weekend. So pretty generally 5 to 10 centimeters really through parts of the Northern Interlake, Grand Rapids, Flin Flon, the Paw into the Island Lake region. There will be likely some pockets, particularly around Norway House into Flin Flon, where 15 centimeters is possible. Really the most accumulation pretty centered into north central parts of the province, although there is the potential for a dusting through parts of the Interlake and into the Red River Valley, a chance of flurries. That's what I'm looking at right now. But the story as we get through the day tomorrow certainly will be the wind. So by the morning, looking at southwesterly winds gusting up to 40 early morning pre-dawn through the Red River Valley. But you'll know when that cold front comes through because look at how the arrows change direction. Northwesterly 60, gusting to 70 at times as we get through the afternoon. So even though we likely won't get a ton of snow, this is really going to blow around what's there for us. So this could make driving tricky through the afternoon. Again, prepare for falling temperature. So this is a snapshot at 8 o'clock in the morning at the freezing mark in Winnipeg, close to minus 30 already in Thompson. Look what happens as we get through the day. Tomorrow, though, temperatures by the afternoon dropping into the minus double digits in southern Manitoba and into the minus 30s in northern Manitoba, and looking at the potential for wind chills close to the minus 50 mark, in fact, as we get into the afternoon along the Hudson Bay coast. The temperature falls Friday, minus 18 for Saturday, Brittany, maybe a few more flurries yet to come into Sunday, and then things on the way back up from there.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, it was certainly a bit of a gray day out there today, but prepare for a windy one tomorrow. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has laid out his strategy for Canada-U.S. relations in the era of Donald Trump. It's an issue widely seen as what hurt Poilievre's campaign in the last federal election, and pollsters say it still does. The CBC's Olivia Stefanovich reports.
The Honourable Pierre Poilievre.
In a room full of Canadian business leaders, the Conservative leader delivered his rebuttal to Prime Minister Mark Carney's Davos speech.
Canada's prosperity and security are inseparable from a stable relationship with the United States. And that is why we should not declare a permanent rupture with our biggest customer and closest neighbor in favor of a strategic partnership for a new world order with Beijing.
Pierre Poilievre says Canada needs to unblock its bureaucracy and resources in order to gain leverage in trade talks with the United States.
We cannot allow President Trump to distract us from the work we need to do here at home.
Poilievre pitched a series of policy proposals, including establishing a strategic energy and mineral reserve, cutting red tape on home building, and forming an all-party working group of parliamentarians for the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Agreement review.
Well, look, I think this is a departure for Mr. Poilievre from what has been his primary frame and his primary story to Canadians, right? This is less about Canada being broken. This is less a grievance-filled speech and argument.
This pollster says Poilievre has no choice but to lean into the Canada-U.S. file.
On the question of Donald Trump and the Trump administration, the Liberals have over a 40-point lead among those who care most about that issue. You can't probably win in this kind of environment if you're trailing the government and your opponent by that much on that.
The question for Poilievre now, will this reset be enough? The Conservative leader is planning to take his message across the country and overseas. Poilievre is planning his first international trip as opposition leader to Germany and the United Kingdom starting this weekend. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
Mark Carney has embarked on another foreign trip focused on trade. India, Japan, and Australia are the destinations, with the Indian stop holding out the biggest potential gains. The CBC's Catherine Cullen reports.
In his Davos speech, Mark Carney laid out a vision for how Canada was going to operate in a changing world. In many ways, this trip is going to start to fill in that picture of what the action to go with the speech actually looks like. India, Australia, and Japan are all countries that the Prime Minister is visiting for the first time in his role as PM. In all cases, the intention is to build trade relationships, to look at more opportunities for cooperation. India in particular, though, will receive a lot of scrutiny because the Canada-India relationship has been so fraught in recent years. There is a lot of enthusiasm about trade. India, the world's most populous country, the Indians saying that there is a lot of appetite for Canadian energy in that country. They have a lot of needs. They believe various forms of Canadian energy can meet it. But part of the tension in the relationship has long been the security relationship. In 2023, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused agents of the Indian government of being involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen, Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And then the next year, the RCMP said agents of the Indian government were involved in a wave of crime in Canada, violence and extortion, intimidation. Now, officials with the Canadian government say that they believe that that kind of activity is over, that it is no longer a problem. Sikh activists in this country say, though, that that is not their experience. They believe that the claim is false, and they are very concerned about this growing rapprochement with India. One security specialist I spoke to says that he does believe that security will remain the 800-pound gorilla in this relationship, and that if something does go wrong, it certainly has potential to throw this growing and increasingly thriving relationship off track. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.
High-stakes negotiations took place in Geneva on Thursday. Officials from the United States and Iran held a third round of talks. And when they concluded, mediators say there was, quote, significant progress made on the issue of Iran's desire to enrich uranium, though no evidence was given to the public about what that progress entails. U.S. President Donald Trump is looking to make a deal to curtail Tehran's nuclear ambitions. Here you can see USS Gerald R. Ford, the United States' largest aircraft carrier, leaving a port in Greece bound for Israel. It's all part of a major military buildup in the region by the U.S. to put pressure on Iran. Thursday's talks are viewed as a last chance for diplomacy before possible military action. U.S. officials say they're looking into reports of a Florida-registered speedboat entering Cuban waters Wednesday. Cuba's government says the individuals who opened fire on its soldiers from the boat were Cubans living in the U.S. It also says Cuban soldiers killed 4 of them and wounded 6 others. Katie Fisher has more.
Well, Cuban officials have said the American speedboat that opened fire on its border agents was carrying 10 armed Cubans who lived in the US, and it says they were attempting to infiltrate Cuba for terrorist purposes. The country's Interior Ministry said that in a statement, but it didn't specify how it had arrived at that conclusion. Cuban authorities say they also seized assault rifles, handguns, Molotov cocktails, body armor, and camouflage gear inside that Florida-registered boat. All of this took place within 1 nautical mile of Cuba's northern coast off its central Villa Clara province. The Cuban president tweeted earlier on Thursday, Cuba will defend itself with determination and firmness against any terrorist and mercenary aggression that seeks to affect its sovereignty and national stability. As for the United States, the Secretary of State Marco Rubio is saying that the U.S. will not respond until it's conducted its own investigations.
We will know shortly, and we will know quickly, many more facts about this incident than we know right now. The majority of the facts being publicly reported are those by the information provided by the Cubans. We will verify that independently, and as we gather more information, then we'll be prepared to respond accordingly.
Rubio also verified that there was no U.S. government operation in Cuba and no American government personnel were involved in this incident. All of this comes at a time of heightened tensions between the U.S. and Cuba as the island grapples with a worsening economic crisis because partly of a U.S. oil blockade. The Trump administration has effectively cut Cuba off from Venezuelan oil ever since it seized Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in January. And Cuba said that 32 of its citizens were killed in that attack. Kate Fisher for CBC News, Washington.
The head of the World Economic Forum has stepped down following a review of his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. The forum called for the independent review after Borg Brenda's name appeared in the Epstein files. The review by WEF found, quote, no additional concerns beyond what had already been reported. Brenda has not been accused of wrongdoing, but says he's resigning so the forum can continue its work without distractions. Brenda says he dined with the late sex offender 3 times between 2018 and 2019 and communicated with him through email and text. But Brenda says he was unaware of Epstein's criminal activity. Epstein was convicted for soliciting prostitution from a minor in 2008 and was registered as a sex offender. The financier died in a New York prison in 2019 while waiting to stand trial on sex trafficking charges. Hillary Clinton struck a defiant note in her testimony before the House Oversight Committee, accusing the Republican-led committee of partisan political theater. She urged members to ask Trump to testify about his ties to Epstein. Nick Harper has more.
We had a strong statement from Hillary Clinton this Thursday in which she told the hearing she essentially had no information for them. She said she had no idea about Jeffrey Epstein's criminal activities and that she did not recall ever encountering him. She also told the committee that if it was serious about learning the truth, it should interview President Donald Trump under oath about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files. The House Oversight Committee, headed up by Republicans, has not so far called the president to appear. Hillary Clinton was giving her deposition behind closed doors in her hometown of Chappaqua, New York. We're told the hearing was recorded, and there is a suggestion that Republicans could release something in the coming days, either some footage, some clips from that hearing, or potentially the transcript. Democrats are calling for the entire transcript to be released in the next 24 hours. The committee chair, Republican James Comer, maintained that his insistence of hearing from the Clintons was not down to party politics.
This was a motion, a bipartisan motion supported by the Democrats to bring the Clintons in. So I don't think it's any type of being unfair in any way to the Clintons. They've never answered questions, unlike President Trump, who gets questioned every day by just about every one of you.
Democrats on the panel said that they still wanted to hear from the president.
And so let's get President Trump in front of our committee to answer the questions that are being asked across this country from survivors and from those who have been brutally attacked and raped, sometimes as children.
Hillary Clinton, in her testimony, maintained that she never flew on Epstein's planes, visited his islands, nor his homes and offices. That's in contrast to her husband, the former US President Bill Clinton, who did fly on Epstein's private jet, albeit, he says, as part of his Clinton Global Initiative charity work. Bill Clinton will be testifying before the committee on Friday. Nick Harper for CBC News, New York.
A silent health crisis, how doctors are sounding the alarm on HPV-related cervical cancer and urging Canadians to get vaccinated. We'll have more on that next. Cervical cancer is the fastest rising form of cancer in Canada. Doctors describe the trend as a national health crisis. They're losing ground in their battle against the disease despite the fact it's easily preventable. Peter Cowan explains.
Leanne Lauer's battle with cervical cancer almost killed her.
It was an extremely traumatic experience. I was overdosed in my chemotherapy treatment and almost didn't make it through that.
It turned her into an advocate, encouraging women to get screened and vaccinated against human papillomavirus, the most common cause of cervical cancer. Doctors say the HPV vaccine is extremely effective, but not enough people are getting it. Canada's cervical cancer diagnosis rate showed a concerning uptick between 2015 and 2019. As of 2021, it plateaued, but it's still alarming, experts say.
Canada is currently facing a silent national health crisis. While many celebrate the advancements in modern medicine, there is an alarming outlier.
The percentage of 17-year-olds who've received at least one dose varies a lot by province. Ontario, New Brunswick, Manitoba have among the lowest rates at less than 70%. Newfoundland and Labrador has the highest at over 90%. The vaccine is given in schools. Most provinces require parents to opt in, but Newfoundland and Labrador gives it to all students unless parents opt out.
It means you're very high likelihood that the child is going to get vaccinated. Any type of opt-in program actually changes that. Papers get lost, people want more information but can't know where to go and get it.
And experts say if vaccination doesn't happen in schools, it could become harder to access, especially since there's a chronic shortage of family doctors who could explain how important it is.
With an established, trusted relationship between a patient and a healthcare provider, that trust goes a long way. So I've seen patients come in and say no initially, and then, I just take a moment to ask why.
Canada had set the goal of 90% of 17-year-olds vaccinated by 2025, with the goal of eliminating cervical cancer by 2040. The Society of Gynecologic Oncology of Canada says the provinces need to cover the cost of the vaccine for more people. So even if you didn't get it in school, you can still get it for free. Peter Cowan, CBC News, Montreal.
Manitoba is hoping to make it easier for small business startups to tap into investment funding by boosting a tax credit. The Small Business Venture Capital Tax Credit lets early-stage businesses raise money by giving investors a non-refundable provincial tax credit of up to 45%. It's also lowering the minimum qualifying investment to $5,000. The province says the goal is to help new companies grow faster.
The Small Business Venture Capital Tax Credit from $22 million to $30 million. This is a significant modernization of one of our province's most effective economic development tools.
He says it gives companies and investors more flexibility. All right, Riley, back in now. And a reminder, it is still winter. If you forgot, those temperatures giving you a blast of winter once again.
Yeah, especially as we head into the weekend, Brittany, the pups probably might want to stay inside.
Yeah.
Tomorrow in particular, unless you go out early. Let's take a look at your dog walking forecast. As we head into your Friday, you know what? Riley might enjoy this weather because, you know what? The coat, the fur, I think will help keep them warm. Thank you, Ken, for sending this picture in. Please keep sending yours to talkback@cbc.ca. I could use some more pups for next week, so please keep sending those to me. So we are looking at winds picking up as we get through the night into the early morning, and just look at this staggering drop in temperatures. 0 first thing in the morning, down to -13 by the afternoon, and things continuing to drop as we get into the morning hours on Saturday. So here's a look at where temperatures stand right now, and you can really see where that warm front has pushed through, just what a difference it has made in temperatures already. So +3 in Melita, Brandon's at -6. We'll start to see more of that warmth creeping eastward as we get through the night. -5 in Winnipeg at the moment, and Churchill sitting at -32. So here's what happens overnight to temperatures where that warm front has come through. I mean, things not rising too much more. They'll actually fall back slightly, -5 through Westman overnight, but things climbing up close to or even just at the freezing mark by the time we get to the morning hours in the rest of southern Manitoba into southeastern parts of the province. Gimli at -2. Maybe some flurries to the Interlake tonight, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow through Flin Flon, the Pas, OCN across into the Island Lake region. This is as that clipper pushes through. And as we get into the day tomorrow, we are looking at that being replaced with some cold air. So by noon, wind chill values down close to -50 along the Hudson Bay coast and into the -20s across southern Manitoba. So dress for more like conditions like these as we head through the day tomorrow. And as you can see, that clipper quickly moves out. By the time we're at the noon hour, in fact, replaced by sunshine in northern Manitoba and temperatures that really hold steady through the day tomorrow. And in the south, you can really see where that cold front sweeps through. By 7 o'clock in the morning, temperatures around -6 in Dauphin, at the freezing mark in Winnipeg, and that temperature continuing to fall as that front slides southeastward into northwestern Ontario down into the minus double digits. And that cold sticks around in the long range, maybe a few flurries in the west into Sunday through the Interlake as well. Temperatures remaining in the minus double digits and then popping up as we head into early next week. And in northern Manitoba, looking at sunny skies, but minus double digits. And look at some of these overnight lows, particularly into Thompson as we head into Saturday morning. Temperatures at around -37, -35 into Sunday morning, Brittany, and in Churchill, conditions staying in the -20s as well.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, if you ask a kid what they want for their birthday, don't be surprised if you get a list a mile long. But for one 11-year-old, that birthday gift is a wish. Instead of presents, Sophie Duncan is asking her friends to donate to the Dream Factory, a local organization which grants wishes to children with life-threatening illnesses. Sophie told Marcy Marcusa it all started after she lost her friend Hazel to brain cancer.
I had the idea of donating to charity. And I asked Hazel's mom what Hazel would want me to donate my money to. And Hazel said the Dream Factory. So I decided to donate my birthday money to the Dream Factory.
What does it feel like when you do that on your birthdays now? It's been a few years you're doing it. What does it make you feel like when you do it?
I feel really good. Instead of getting birthday presents, I get to know that I made somebody's dream come true.
What was your reaction, Courtney, when Sophie started really not only, taking on this initiative for 1 year, but, for repeated years?
Yeah, I was really proud of her. It was something that she wanted to do on her own, and the fact that she took the initiative to find out what charity Hazel, it would mean a lot to her. And I know the Dream Factory made their family's dreams come true and sent them to Disneyland. So the fact that she's making other kids' dreams come true is just really heartwarming, and really like birthday presents that hang around the house for a little bit. She's now just, making dreams that can last a lifetime for another family. It's pretty special.
When is your birthday, Sophie?
October 11th.
Okay. Now, do you lay out goals every year because you've been doing this for a while? Like, do you think about how much you might like to raise for the Dream Factory?
Yeah, I do.
And what are your thoughts this year? What are you thinking?
1,000.
1,000. Okay, so $1,000. In the past, what have you raised? Do you remember?
I think my first birthday I raised about like 400.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second birthday I had doing this, I raised about 600. And my last birthday I raised, I think, 900 something.
Okay, so this is actually your 4th year doing it, if you look back.
Yeah.
Why do you keep doing it? Because a lot of us like presents, and we might go, oh, well,
Yeah.
Want to be charitable, and maybe you could keep being charitable in other ways, but maybe you'd go back to saying, hey, Mom, maybe I'd like a gift this year. But why do you keep doing this?
It makes me feel really good. Yeah.
What do you think, Courtney, the experience has taught Sophie?
I think it's taught her that, little things can turn into big things. Like, this is amazing that the Dream Factory has, moved on this, and that other kids can do the same thing now. So I think just showing that your ideas can turn into bigger ideas that really do make a difference.
How do you feel about that, Sophie, that they've created this Dream Party Club?
I feel like surprised that something so simple can turn into something like this. And I just hope that other kids get inspired by this and say, maybe I could do that, or I should do that for my birthday.
A historic brick flour mill in Yorkton, Saskatchewan isn't going anywhere. That province is putting up $600,000 to help finish its new interpretive centre. Built in 1890, the mill operated for nearly a century. Today, it's a museum and the only brick flour mill left in Western Canada. Yorkton's mayor says the upgraded attraction will be a major asset for the city. The centre will educate visitors on the province's agricultural development. The province's contribution adds to the $1 million given to the project by the federal government. That's on top of the $300,000 already invested by the city of Yorkton. Coming up, all cats are special, but this cat isn't quite like other cats, and he's looking for his perfect match. That's next. We have some striking new images to show you captured by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. This is a nebula surrounding a dying star. They call this the Exposed Cranium Nebula for resembling a brain inside a transparent skull. It was first discovered more than a decade ago by the now retired Spitzer Space Telescope. The Webb telescope's advanced instruments make it possible to see more detail, enhancing its unique appearance.
You know, I'm a bit of a space junkie, so that's kind of neat. All right, a quick recap for what's coming over the next 24 hours, really over the next 12 hours is when we'll see sort of the largest impacts. First, overnight, temperatures rising across southern Manitoba, then through tomorrow falling dramatically really across the province. In northern Manitoba, south of Thompson, really in a line from Flin Flon the Pas through Grand Rapids, Norway House into Island Lake, a general 5 to 10 centimeters, pockets where we could see up to 15 centimeters, and winds that will pick up into Friday. Very windy across southern Manitoba, particularly into the Red River Valley. So here's a look at your long-range temperature. Falls to -13 as we get through the afternoon. Tomorrow continues to fall into Saturday, -18 the high, -13 into Sunday, and then we rebound nicely by the time we get into next week, all the way up to the freezing mark by next Tuesday. All right, Brittany, so far this week, we've had monkeys, giraffes, and robots on the daily lift.
I know, I love it. Now it's time to give some love to our feline friends, even if they're extra perfect. Okay, this furry friend is appropriately named Dobby, aptly inspired by the Harry Potter elf. This Alabama kitty is getting a lot of buzz because, can you see? He's got an extra set of ears, and applications are rolling in for the 7-month-old cat. The 4 ears are due to a rare genetic mutation. The woman fostering Dobby says she doesn't even notice his quirk.
They can look very different, but at the end of the day, they're still very much cats in their behavior. They are completely unbothered by their differences.
Not to burst your bubble, but there's no super hearing here. Dobby's extra ears apparently don't affect his sense of hearing whatsoever, but he is extra cute. And there's a little bit of extra cat there to love.
I kind of wish he had like super spidey sense with those.
Yeah, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Something a little different, set him apart.
Maybe he won't scratch the furniture.
There we go. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.